Over the last few weeks, it feels like I haven't made a lot of progress in whatever it is that I'm doing. And that prompted me to ask myself, what am I even doing this for? What is my purpose? It made me think, am I even on the path? Just what I'm doing and apparently failing at over these last couple of weeks or whatever. Does that even matter? Am I having any impact? Whatever. And so, in thinking and talking a little bit about that, I decided that this week's Yards would be about purpose. My purpose. Maybe this will help someone with theirs. When I started doing all the stuff that I do, designing clothes, making music, photography, videography, DJing, throwing events, art shows, etc. I think I was really just interested in creating things that didn't exist in Charleston, where I live. No one had a brand. I had a streetwear brand. Now lots of kids have streetwear brands. I didn't know any photographers who were inspired by streetwear. So I started shooting lookbooks. I started shooting my own stuff. I didn't have any friends who DJ'd, so I learned how to DJ. There weren't a lot of shows for the local rap community, so I started throwing shows. Just all these different things that I was especially seeing on the internet, I was trying to make reality. I felt like I wasn't gonna move anywhere, you know? So I was like, let's just do what we can here. I played in hardcore bands and stuff before that, and there was a hardcore scene, but there wasn't really a streetwear scene. So I guess that was one of the fundamental differences. I got into anime maybe at the end of middle school, and I've been watching anime all along. I had released my first mixtape in 2014. It was full of anime references, kung fu movie references, kung fu movie samples, etc. And I feel like around then I had a bit of a turning point where I was really interested in creating a world, in creating or telling a story that ends in my success, but my success is through me just doing what I want and liking what I like. When I was a kid, liking anime wasn't cool. Anime's cool now. You were a nerd if you were into anime. And one of my early mottos when I started rapping was to make liking anime as cool as being a rapper. I was, of course, trying to fuse the two. And I remember working at this clothing store, and kids would come in when I was working, and they'd be like, oh, Black Dave, like, I just came in to see what you're up to. I'm so inspired by what you're doing. It makes me want to do blah, blah, blah. Kids would come in and tell me that they designed their first shirt. They would come in and tell me that they learned how to DJ or they threw their first party or whatever. And I thought that was so sick. And those kinds of interactions have become a form of my purpose. I think as I'm trying to grow that scale and as I've become more online, I feel less connected to that purpose. I feel like as Charleston, South Carolina, where I live, we just lost our 13-year best city in America streak. We are now the third best city in America. I feel like as the city changed, it became harder for all of us to connect. There were instances where the places we were doing things were getting shut down. There were instances where the places that we were doing the things that we were doing no longer wanted to service Black customers, so they would change their whole vibe and say that they are focusing on live music and doing all these different things. And a lot of the people that I was working with, they kind of just became adults, you know, started running for office, started alcohol brands, started consulting companies, et cetera, And I've been really dedicated, I think, to my original mission of being really into streetwear, being really into rap music, being really into anime, inspiring kids to want to do whatever they want and find success by being whoever they want to be. I feel like there are a lot of music artists like that now. Alternative rap has sort of taken off. Looking at Tyler, the Creator, being one of the biggest artists in the world, maybe, as far as rap is concerned. Looking at the rise of Doechii, looking at my favorite rap thing right now, Paris, Texas, looking at all this music that's coming out, looking at all the streetwear that's coming out, looking at all these opportunities the kids are getting. It's tough for me to find my place, I think. But I think the purpose is still the same. I think when someone tells me they're inspired by what I'm doing, it's like, oh, this is why I'm doing it. So I'm just gonna keep rapping. I'm gonna keep designing things. I'm gonna keep loving anime. Thank you for joining me. It's been a bit of a journey. I'm still on a journey. Also, unrelated, that part of the video is over. Recently I started a new rap challenge. And in that challenge, I am realizing how much better of a writer I need to become in terms of rap. And also thinking about how sometimes when I hear these verses that aren't good next to verses that are good, how much confidence and delusion and belief in your personality you have to have in order to really thrive amongst these really great artists. I won't give away much of what I'm working on, but I hope to put out a little body of work around said challenge. But yeah, I just want to remind everybody that delusion is the fucking answer. Confidence is the answer. Belief is the answer. All these intangible things matter almost more than your tangible abilities. Once you're past a certain threshold, of course, the music has to be good, as all your favorite music managers say, and music marketers, and Russ also. So yeah, I think that's it today. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. It's another scorcher in sunny Charleston, South Carolina. I'll catch you guys next time.